Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I welcome you all in my class. I hope that you're all fine. Okay, so today we are going to have our formal lecture from English textbook. Before proceeding for the textbook, let me introduce you with the theme of the story. As yesterday it was your first day for your classes, most of you seems to be very nervous. You were not taking any set of challenge, and you were making different assumptions that how it could be easy for you to go through with all this long time for the classes. What is the purpose? I want to make you people recall your previous day, because it just fits to the situation that we are going to discuss. हम में से बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं, whenever they're going to take any decision, that you just think about a lot about that, what is going to happen if they will do this or they do that, what would be the situation. So as humans, we are all the time thinking about the consequences, but we just fear about the things. So it's not only about human, but it's about all the living things, that whenever we have to take our first step, we think about a lot about the consequences. We think about those unseen fears or apprehensions that we do not know that would be coming on our way. So same is the case with the story that we are going to start. So students, get ready. If you have your books with you, open your books, as we are going to start with your textbook from KPK, and this would be from your unit number 1, lesson number 1, that is his first flight, right? So अभी मैंने आपको जो प्रीवियसली कुछ बताया है, वो ये बताया है कि जब भी हमने अपनी लाइफ में कोई भी डिसीजन करना हो, लाइफ में कोई स्टेप लेना हो, we hesitate for a moment, such as जैसे आपकी कल क्लासेस थी, आप hesitate थे, आप nervous थे, what is going to happen? And if you are going to be close with all your thinking, with all your apprehensions, if you are not going to face mean those long hours of studies, तो आप यकीनन अपनी उन्हीं apprehensions के साथ, अपनी उन्हीं doubts के साथ रहते. But till it started from 8:30 till 2 o'clock, with the passage of the time, your anxiety level was more at 8:30, then at 10, then it became less and less at 2 o'clock. Okay, yes, it was result day. Definitely anxiety regarding the result could be more. But as your classes were concerned, you became just relaxed then, that this would be the way, then we are going to see the thing in that way. So same is the situation in our lives as well, okay, that we have to find us, we just come into the position where we have to just take a step. So this is the position that is going to be faced by a seagull as well. Okay, I think so that most of you have just read the story, his first flight, that is from your textbook of first year. And as far as your paper pattern is concerned, for this short story beta, you're going to have your short question answer from the section B, question number 2, that there you will be given a choice between 8 questions. You're supposed to attempt 7. Okay, so you're supposed to attempt the question from the story in 40 to 50 words. Okay, let's start with our lesson for today, that is his first flight. And the unit's name is, that is very important, that is first attempts and challenges of the life. Okay, we are going to here read about the challenges of the life, and by the end of the lesson, hopefully you will identify the elements of bravery, courage and struggle in the story, and we will be coming up to the conclusion of the importance of all these things in our life. So please open your books, reading selection 1.1, his first flight by Lime O'Flaherty. He is an Irish writer, right? who has written his novels and the short stories, and this is his best read short story that talks about the courage that revolves around and that revolves around that how we can just overcome our fears, how we can conquer the things, how we can achieve the things, right? So what are the story outlines? The story outline is this, that this is the story of a seagull who is afraid to take his first plunge, who is afraid to take his first step. So this story symbolizes in all aspects to our lives as well, that as we are nervous, as we become nervous whenever we want to experience something new, we do not know that how we are going to overcome our fears, but once we overcome our fear, we may conquer anything, right? The story is very much significant. Why it is significant? The story is very much significant towards our lives as well, to our practical approach as well, that every journey of 1,000 miles begins only with a single step. Please to remember that every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but that single step is most difficult to make. I mean, if we talk about that, in order to cover those 1,000 miles, you have to take that very first step, but that very first step is very much difficult. So same is the case with that bird as well. He couldn't muster up his courage to take the first flight, and he's there. And the story also teaches us about the independence, about the belief in our own self, belief in our soul self, about the confidence, about the motivation that we need to achieve our goals, right? So there are the certain elements that we would be discussing along with our text. You would be I hope that you are getting down your note, you are just getting the notes of all those points that I am talking about. So let's start. The young seagull was alone in his sledge. His brothers and sisters had already flown away the day before. So how the story begins? The story begins that there is a young seagull who is just alone on his ledge, on that corner where he has been left alone by his family, as his sister and the brother, they had already flown away the day before. It had been now, it no, the one day had been passed now, okay? It's been since one day that he is just there alone. He had been afraid to fly with them. Very important, okay? My dear students, please just understand that this is very important. Underline this sentence in your textbook. He had been afraid to fly with them. He had got the fear that he couldn't fly. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink, toward the corner of the ledge, and attempted to flap his wing, he became afraid. So that was the element that was stopping him, that was not giving him the courage to take a step, that he was afraid. Okay, so besides we will be reading our text, we will be observing the important points. So in order to give the answer of those particular questions, it will be very much important for you to get all the information from the text. आप टेक्स्ट को गो थ्रू करोगे, उसी से इंफॉर्मेशन आप क्या करेंगे, रिकॉल करके आप रिप्रोड्यूस करेंगे. ओके, सो एज सेड अर्लियर, what was the thing that was making him to stop to fly? देखिए सीगल की नेचर में क्या है, he has to fly, but in order to fly he has to take some step. He is not going to do something unnatural. It is in his instinct, it is in his nature that he has to fly. But in order to fly, someone has to tell him that how to fly. He has seen that how they are flying, but what is the thing then? That he is afraid. He is afraid to fly with them. Somehow he had taken a little run forward to the brink, to that sharp edge, okay, edge of that steepy place. ठीक है, वो sharp edge जो बिल्कुल जिस चट्टान पे वो खड़ा था उसके किनारे पहुंचता है, and tried to flap his wing. He wanted to just have that flight. The great expanse, the great vast expanses of sea stretched down beneath, and it was a long way down, miles down. So he just stopped for a moment. What did he observe? His fear stopped him. he wanted to take plunge, he wanted to take his first flight. But when he just saw the stretches of the sea beneath, and it was a long way and miles away as far as his sight, as far as he could see, that there was water or there was sea only, what happened then? He felt certain that his wind would never sport him. So he bent his head and ran way back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So it's been now one day, and he again, when he tried to fly, he couldn't muster up the courage. What did he think? Yes, number one point, please, I should go back. Number one is this, that he was afraid. Number two is this, that the great expanse of sea, great vast sea, couldn't just made him give him the courage, or he couldn't muster up the courage to fly. And then he was very much sure that his little wings, as he was small, he was going to take his first flight, that his little wings are not going to support him. So what did I tell you in the very beginning? That in order to take 1,000 miles, you must have to take a single step. And you have to take a single step, and the journey of 1,000 miles starts with that single step that is most difficult to make. So उसने क्या सोचा कि मुझे मेरे ये wings support नहीं करेंगे, I'm so small and the sea is so vast. So he bent his head down. He was rather afraid. He was rather disappointed and ran way back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night, because उसने कहा कि मैं नहीं उठ सकूंगा. Even when each of his brother and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, अभी उसके मुकाबले में, in his comparison, उसके जो sister and the brother, they were having a little rather shorter wings, but they ran to the brink, flapped their wings, उन्होंने अपने पर फड़फड़ाए, flap किए, and flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate, because he couldn't take that plunge. He couldn't make that first flight. So he was dejected. He was gloomy. He was hopeless that he couldn't do as his brother and sister can do. They had done, but he was unable. His father and mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to him, let him stop on his legs unless he flew away. Okay, so student, it is, the situation is very much in the same way as it is with us. As क्या होता है आपके साथ भी होता है कि sometime if we just give you any task, if your parents give you any task, तो आप अगर नहीं करते तो एक threatening attitude आ जाता है, आपको थोड़ा सा consequences के बारे में बता दिया जाता है कि अगर आपने ऐसा ना किया तो आपके साथ ऐसा हो जाएगा. So once उसके पेरेंट्स ने कोशिश की कि rather when he is going to observe, when he is going to see that his brother and the sister, they have taken their first flights, rather he would muster up his courage and he is going to follow them, but it didn't happen. So his mother and the father decided, they called him shrilly in a loud voice and just scolded him for upbraiding, scolding him for the fault, by finding the fault that he was not flying. ठीक है, उन्होंने उसे एक तरह से scold किया, झड़का in their own voices, that if he is not going to take his first flight, he is going to be alone on the ledge and he has to starve. ठीक है, तो threat क्या थी कि अगर वो नहीं फ्लाई करता तो उसको क्या रहना पड़ेगा, उसको भूखा रहना पड़ेगा until he flew away. हम भी कहते हैं ना, अगर आप अपना काम ही करेंगे तो आपको इस तरह से रिवार्ड करेंगे. तो they wanted to make him realize कि अगर तुमने अपना फ्लाइट नहीं ली, if you didn't fly for the first time, we are going to leave you there. For the life of him, he couldn't move. Lekin there were two things. On the one hand, if he is going to fly, then he thinks that he is going to die. If he is not going to fly, then there is another chance that his parents may leave him. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him, because they have declared that thing, that if you are not going to fly, we are not going to give you any food. So it means that they were very much determined, they were very much clear that he is not going to take any move if he is not being threatened with the consequences. कि अगर उसको नताइश नहीं बताए जाएंगे तो वो कभी भी अपना काम नहीं करेगा. So that's why since 24 hours कोई उसके पास नहीं आया. Okay, student, okay, hold on. So since the text we are reading, आप important points note down करें. उसके साथ साथ क्या है, हम क्या करेंगे, आप यहाँ पे important points के साथ साथ बेटा जो textual information है उसको भी mind में रखें, because in your MCQs the examiner may ask you since how much time it had passed for that no one came near to young seagull, 24 hours, 30 hours, 12 hours, ठीक है, वो इस तरह से आपसे पूछ सकता है. So since that nobody had come near him the day before, all day long he watched his parents flying about with his brother and sister. अब क्योंकि पूरे एक दिन से a day long has been passed, no one came near to him, so he was observing that his brother and sister, his family is enjoying perfecting them in the art of flight. और वो क्या करवा रहे हैं उसको, ठीक है. मैं आपसे दोबारा से ये बात करती हूँ कि बर्ड की नेचर में फ्लाई करना, आपने यू हैव सीन दिस ऑल थिंग्स इन ऑन डिफरेंट डॉक्यूमेंट्री, इट्स नेशनल जियोग्राफिक चैनल एज वेल, डिस्कवरी, दैट इट इज इन देयर नेचर that they have to fly. लेकिन fly करने के साथ साथ they are being taught this art by their parents. उसने fly कर लिया नेचुरल वे में, ठीक है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ क्या है, उनको बता रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से उन्होंने अपनी परफेक्शन लेनी है. ओके, फ्लाई करना है, टीचिंग देम हाउ टू स्किम द वेव्स एंड हाउ टू डाइव फॉर द फिश. स्किम कैसे करना है, स्किम सॉर्ट आउट कैसे करना है, किस वेव में उन्होंने जाना है फॉर टू कैच देयर fish or in order to be away from the water, ठीक है. तो उन्हें वो सारे तरीके वो बता रहे हैं. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour to it, standing on rock while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. On the other hand, अब वो सिर्फ the things do not remain only with this matter that he has to fly and that is all, ठीक है. अब ये देखा कि उसके पेरेंट्स के इस mean with this flight there are many other matters excuse me, there are other matters that are involved in this way, ठीक है. सिर्फ उसने अपनी फर्स्ट फ्लाइट नहीं लेनी, बल्कि उसने क्या करना, he has to learn that how to he is going to catch his fish as well, ठीक है. उसने ये भी देखना है कि वो उसने अपनी फिश या उसने अपनी हंटिंग कैसे करनी है. सो इन दैट वे ही हैज इन दैट वे ही हैज टू फ्लाई, ठीक है. अगर वो नहीं निकलेगा, अगर वो फ्लाई नहीं करेगा, तो हाउ इज गोइंग टू कैच हिज फिश. And if he is not going to catch his fish, it means that he is going to be dependent on all the family members rest of his life, राइट. तो अब उनके पेरेंट्स के पर्पस सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि इसको उन्होंने सिखाना है दैट हाउ टू फ्लाई. ऑन द अदर हैंड दे हैव टू टेल हिम हाउ टू कैच द फिश एज वेल. ओके, so he just saw that his brother not only just God is doing practice to get familiar with the art of flying, but also he was enjoying his first fish as well, herring, that is the type of fish. On the other hand he was eating hungrily. Okay, he was devouring it, he was eating eagerly what he has got. Standing on a rock while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle, they were just cackling caw, 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 like this, making loud voice. Okay, a loud voice, and making him realize that he is not, they are proud parents that his brother has done something very great. On the other hand, they are making him realize that we are appreciating him and you are not the part of that appreciation. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on a big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. और पूरा दिन उन्होंने यही किया, उसको पुश करने के लिए, उसको थोड़ा सा encourage करने के लिए. They have given him a hard time. They have just made him to they trying their very much better in a best way that to push him to come to the point where he is going to take his first flight, rather but not by praising him. तो इससे वो कोई वो पॉजिटिव reinforcement नहीं इस वक्त दे रहे, बल्कि उन्हें उसे वो करने की पुश कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि so that he may come out of that his zone where he has just made himself safe, where he has where he has confined himself that he couldn't do that. उस शेल को तोड़ना चाह रहे हैं. So till that moment, what do we have observed, that this young seagull, that he is unable to fly. He is unable to fly because he is afraid. He is afraid of the great expanses of the sea. He is afraid that his little wings are not going to help him. He is afraid to die. Okay. On the other hand, he observes that his family members are enjoying his parents. They are giving him very threatening notes that if he's not going to fly, he's going to die because of hunger. On the other hand, his brother and the sister of the same age, they are flying in a very good way, although they have shorter wings as compared to him, and they are enjoying their first fish as well. So let's see for tomorrow, either he is going to just muster the courage to take his first flight or not, or what he is going to do. So my dear students, what you have to do, beta, if you have your books with you, the important point that I have shared with you, you are going to underline all those important points. On the other hand, for MCQ section and any of the difficult words, if they are there, on the last of your lesson, after 2 or 3 pages, there would be a glossary that is related with the synonyms as well. आपने उनको अच्छे तरीके से prepare करना है, because in your MCQs you are going to have your similar words as well. Okay, so it is going to be useful as far as exams are concerned. Okay, so till now, if you do face any problem, if you have any query, please do let me know. Read your text again, and we are going to do the rest of the text tomorrow. Take good care of you, and thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.